Well, hello everybody, and welcome to the Free Skate.
Hi.
I am Ryan, and Jesse is over
I'm
there in
at
the
my
kitchen.
computer because I didn't watch, so you're gonna hear me in the background.
He didn't watch, so he's not over here, but he might show his pretty face in a little bit.
Yeah.
So before we just start talking about Skate America for our recap here, I would like to tell you what we did on the weekend. So this weekend we drove to Brandon, Manitoba. It's just 2.5 hours from where we are, and we went to go see the Thank You Canada tour. So it had Tessa Virtue and Scott Moyer, Elvis Stoico, Patrick Chan, Eric Radford, Megan Duhamel, Caitlin Weaver, Andrew Poge, Caitlin Osmond. It was awesome. I thought it was better than Stars and Ice. So if you guys have a chance to go see it, if you're in Eastern Canada or you're heading there or something, because they're in Eastern Canada now, they've done all of Western Canada. You still have time to go see a show down there. I think they're in Ontario. I think they're in Guelph tonight, and they're traveling eastward from there. So they'll hit Quebec and the Maritimes and stuff like that. So if you have a chance, you should definitely go. There's some really cool things that they do. Tess and Scott will dance on stage, not on the ice. Eric played piano on the ice, and Patrick skated around. It was really, really cool. So if you guys have a chance to go see it, you need to go see it. Anyways, so 2018 Skate America in Everett, Washington. Not gonna lie, I was pretty disappointed with almost the whole competition. You could definitely tell it was the first competition of the year for many of them. They're still getting their programs worked out. You could tell some programs were still new. The scores were much lower than what you'll see at the end of the year. I found out across the whole board. So let's just dive right into pairs. I'm not going to spend a huge amount of time talking about everyone here because there wasn't a huge lineup in Skate America this year. So obviously the heavy favorites to win the pairs were Tarasov and Morozov, and they did by a wide margin. But listen, they still were 20-something points from their score, I believe, in Worlds last year. I think the Germans had scored 245 last year at the Olympics or something like that. And I don't even know what Tarasov and Morozov scored actually at Skating America. I think it was like 204 or something. So it was quite a bit off. Can I just ask about their short program? Why? I don't understand why they picked that music again. You guys, I don't get it. So they're skating to I Feel Good and I Got You, James Brown and all this stuff. Great music. It's really fun. But I'm sorry, it's not for them. They're not one of those teams that can pull that off. They
That's
don't have...
judgmental.
It's true. If you all remember last year's Candyman and how everyone thought it was a complete gong show, I mean, I think they were feeling that pressure going into the Olympics, and I feel that it got to them, and I think they were self-conscious about it, and they're doing it again this year. So this year it's the short program, it's not the long program. So they do have a nice long program. It's beautiful. I think that it's a really good program for them, but the short program, I think, is going to put them in a hole, and I think they're going to be coming back in a lot of competitions, especially against teams that have really good fluid programs. Now, I found judge number 2 to be Russian happy. They've got 9s and 9.5s from every mark from that judge in every category. And one of the other judges, so judge number 8 gave 7.75 for transitions. Judge number 2 was between 9 and 9.5 for everything. So that's a pretty big gap in between there. Most of the judges were in around the 8s and stuff like that. Judge number 2 is by far the most out of everyone. Honestly, I would be more judge number 8 with them for artistic. It just doesn't do it for me. No, don't get me wrong. They still have awesome tricks. They have beautiful moves. They have beautiful lines to them, but it just doesn't go to that music, and I don't think they portray the story in the music. Well, not a story. I don't even know if there is a story, but I just don't feel that they portray it very well. One of the surprises in the pair short program, I think, for everyone was they were third after the short program. It was the German team of Minerva Fabienne Haas and Nolan Siegert. What an awesome short program. Good for them. They had 60 point something, I think 60.04, 60 point something. Anyways, in the short program, I actually thought it was a little bit underscored. I think they could have been a little higher than that, but they were super clean. Their flow was awesome. I thought they had really nice moves. Let's see, what did I write about them? Oh, right, they skids to say something. Of course, I love that song. 60.04, so that was their season's best, so good for them. The Canadian pair of Evelyn Walsh and Trent Michaud, 44.71 in the short program. Their free skate wasn't much better, so let's just end it at that for them. It's only their third year competing against their first year doing senior Grand Prix, so we'll give them a little break this time. The Americans, Kanan LeDuc, I really liked their long program. I really liked one of the music they had, Bella Bell by the Electric Swing Circus. Unfortunate thing, Tim fell on his triple loop. That really hurt them, I think, because he couldn't get back into his program very quick, and he kind of lost his way a little bit, and then they had a lift, I think, right after that or shortly after that, and I found the lift very awkward and very slow, so that one mistake with that fast music was pretty detrimental to them. So they're going to have to really pick up the pace with that if they're going to pull it off. But I think it's a really good vehicle for them. I think they suited that music and they did it really well. Who else do I want to talk about in pairs? I found the other team, Smeka, Canarum and Canarum. They skated to Halsey. I don't know if I think it was their short program. They have some nice moves, but I also wrote notes. I said looks under practice, needs more time, and their side-by-side spins were really off. So that's what I had notes for them, their short program. I did say they have a beautiful triple twist, though. Yeah, I think that's all I'm going to say about pairs. So the ladies now. The ladies I have... Okay, so... First of all, the Japanese ladies were far and away way beyond anyone else in this competition. It wasn't even close. So Kari Sakamoto and Satoko Miyahara... I don't know how much better you could look for your first Grand Prix event of the year. Satoko Miyahara, 219.71, and Kari Sakamoto, 213.90 for their total scores. Really, really well done. Beautiful skates. Brady Tennell didn't live up to her expectations in this. I feel she was maybe half expected to even win, dare I say. I don't know if that's overstepping a little bit, but she definitely did have mistakes. She had... two under-rotated jumps in the free skate, which really hurt her. Her triple Lutz single toe combo was a big loss of points, and she also got a minus 2.95 grade of execution on that, which only gave her 2.95 points for that one combo. So that's how much points you can leave on the table with just one mistake by singling the second jump of your combo. You lost literally 10 points there. Star Andrews, great personality. That wasn't her competition. She had a really, really nice opening triple toe in the short program.
A great personality does not mean that makes it better.
Did you hear him? Thanks for piping in.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I'm just saying, just because she has a good personality doesn't make her is going to mean anything for a competition.
No, what I'm saying, her on ice personality is spicy, is what I'm saying.
Oh,
spicy. She's got a spicy flair to her. She's going to be exciting to watch, but she's still super young. She's only.
I'm more of a snobby type of character.
I believe it.
But that's me.
Jesse's the snobby one on the ice.
I like the Ashley.
So the Russian coaches.
Yeah.
Jesse's a definite Russian coach, but he's not Russian. So Satoko Miyahara, no under rotations. She was only marked for one clear edge, one clear unclear edge in her program. And Kari Sakamoto, I don't think she was marked out for anything actually, which was actually really surprising. So the third place, Sofia Samadorova of Russia. I guess, it was a good bronze medal for her. But listen, you guys, she only had 198.7. So everyone was down from there. Brady Tennell only got 192.89. So, I mean, there's a lot of room for improvement here with these ladies' skates here. Elaine Chartrand, really rough short program. Very not confident looking, lots of mistakes on her jumps and everything. But I will say, good for her. Her long program was clean. She fought for a few of her landings on her jumps in the long program, but she had that flair. She had that fight back. You could see that she really wanted it. So I think that's a really good confidence booster for her to have a clean program in a Grand Prix event. Seriously, really good. The only thing that concerns me, she's really gonna have to work on her artistic scores, because all the judges give her between 6.25 and 7.75 for all of her artistic things. So she's a really strong skater. She's really fast. I think she's just got to work on her lines and the more beautification of all of her skating, and she needs to put the whole package together. So I really hope that she does well for Canada this year. As we know, so Gabby Delman is taking a little bit of a leap for her. She wants to get her mental health back in order. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if she's coming back for nationals. I don't know. I know Caitlin Osmond is taking off this year completely. She is not going to compete this year. She hasn't ruled out coming back, of course, in the future. She's just taking a year off to explore new things for herself. And after a crazy last few years and her World Championship gold medal, she definitely deserves a little bit of a break. It's a post-Olympic year, and everyone is just super bagged from all of that. So that was the ladies. We'll go to ice dance. Hubble and Donahue had a really nice, pretty convincing win, 200.82 points. Guinard and Fabry were second with 192.3, and Zagorski and Guerrero of Russia were 181.38. They were fourth in the free dance. McNamara and Carpenter of the United States were third in the free dance, so they beat the Russians in the free dance. And just missed out on a bronze medal. They were actually less than a point behind. They were like 0.8 of a point behind the Russians in the end to miss out on bronze. But I actually really liked McNamara and Carpenter. I thought they were really soft. They had really good connection together. I think they made a really good ice dance. U.S. ice dancing is really excelling. They have a lot of good people coming up. Them being one of them. The Italians, Guinard and Fabry, I really enjoyed them. I thought they had a nice little flair to them. They had some nice lines. They were exciting to watch, but Hubble and Donahue definitely took the cake. They looked by far the best out of anyone. Hubble and Donahue skated to Romeo and Juliet. It really suited them. It was a classic. Everyone loves seeing somebody skate to Romeo and Juliet, especially with somebody with that type of connection. So I would really watch out for them coming up this year, with now the absence of some of the bigger skaters that aren't there anymore, like the Olympic champions and everything. They're definitely going to make their mark for sure. So we'll see who can compete with them this year. It might be one of the Italian teams. It might be Gillis and Poirier, Weaver and Pogier. Obviously, there's the French team still. Are the French team competing this year, Jess? I don't even know if they're competing. I think they are. Actually, I don't know if they are. You guys can comment below and let me know if they're even competing. Actually, I haven't even checked into that yet.
Did you actually just ask me that?
Yeah.
Oh, your mistake.
A mistake. Okay, and let's end with the men here, you guys. So, do I even have to talk about the men? Like, honestly, that was pretty bad. Um, I don't even know where to start. So, okay, Nathan Chen comes in, obviously, hands down, the favorite to win. Not even close. And, of course, it wasn't even close. Like, the score wasn't even remotely close. So, Nathan Chen almost didn't even have to skate his long program to win. It was a 41-point victory. Okay, well, let's say that. So, Chen, 280.57. He had 3 quads in his free skate. One thing I did notice with him, I find his artistic side much stronger this year. So I find him more well-rounded. So, not to take anything away from Mikhail Brzezina, Czech Republic, 239.51. I mean, realistically, in a Grand Prix final or World Championships, that's not going to get you where you really want to be. But it got him a silver at Skate America. And it also means that that is his first medal since 2015, I believe. So good for him. Maybe that's a good confidence booster. He did have 1 quad in his free skate, so he did end up landing 1. I think the bigger surprise in the whole competition, honestly, was the short program. Julian, what's his name? Julian Yi something. You guys know who I'm talking about. But Malaysia. Malaysia is obviously not a country that is known for producing skaters, and he was 3rd after the short program. He was the first skater from Malaysia to ever land a quad. That was really exciting for him. He got a really big ovation from the crowd. He actually skated really, really well. I was super impressed with him. Unfortunately, he didn't have the best free skate, so he did drop off. So he did finish 7th, but he did get over 200 points, so that is pretty good for him. Nam Nguyen, kind of like Nathan Chen, I actually found Nam looking much stronger this year too, which was really nice to see because the last few years I've been a big critic of him and his speed. Biggest factor was his speed and in events going in the last 2 to 3 years. I found he had very little power. He had poor form in a lot of his elements. He definitely could not keep the speed, especially in the second half of a free skate. This competition, I found him much stronger. I feel like there's a much stronger Nam this year, and if Nam skates to what Nam can do in a full competition, I think he could actually score some pretty decent scores. I'm not saying that he could maybe medal at Worlds or anything, but I definitely think he can climb back into the top 10 and maybe get back into where he was before, where I think he was 5th one year at Worlds, 5th or 6th in Worlds one year, I believe. So some interesting notes that I have here is also Sergei Voronov. Okay, so the Russian Voronov, 226.44, also earned him a bronze medal. Again, 226 is not going to earn you anything at a World Championship, so let's not get too excited with all these guys that are medaling that haven't medaled in a while, or, you know, when you say the 30-year-old takes the medal, it's not over till it's over kind of thing. Let's just be a little realistic and realize that coming towards the end of the year in World Championships and stuff like that, I mean, that's probably not going to be very relevant. 7 out of 12 guys under rotated or downgraded jumps. I found that an interesting stat, especially because of last year I noticed too the men were under rotating and downgrading jumps all the time, left, right, and center. And it was getting really annoying. So this year, Skate America wasn't really an exception, even though they do have 1 less jumping pass. And they can opt to take 30 seconds less as well, which, in my opinion, I'm not sure if I would want to take 30 seconds less, because you still have to fit the same components and the same technical things in your program in a shorter time. So I don't really think you're saving energy. I think you're compacting more into a shorter time, so that can actually make you even more tired, in my opinion. So if I were skating, I would probably leave it the longer length, so I could maybe do a little bit more artistry things to catch my breath a little bit more. That's just my opinion. I want to know your opinion on that. So comment below and let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of Skate America. And yeah, you can follow. I guess you guys don't have my. Do they have my Twitter? I don't know if they have my Twitter. You can follow me on Twitter. My handle. I should. Oh, I'll just type it. So you can follow me on Twitter at Bomberman85, BMBRMAN85 on Twitter. I don't always talk skating, but I do retweet skating a lot. I will tweet a lot about skating during events, but it's my own Twitter. It's not just a skating Twitter. It's not just a free skate Twitter. It's mine. So you can follow me there. And of course, get your friends to subscribe to the Free Skate on YouTube. And we appreciate you coming back to us. And I hope you enjoyed our little short recap of Skate America, and we will see you next for Skate Canada in Laval, Quebec. So we will see you guys next week. See you later.